Have you ever watched someone remain perfectly calm while everyone around them loses their mind? There's something almost supernatural about that level of composure, and it's no coincidence that these are often the most dangerous people in the room. History's greatest swordsman understood a truth most people never grasp. The loudest person isn't the most powerful, the calmest is. This insight helped him win 60 consecutive duels to the death, while his opponents quite literally lost their heads. But here's what fascinates me. His approach wasn't about sword skills. It was about mastering something far more powerful, his emotional state. Before we dive deeper into this 4-step framework that you can apply to any modern conflict in your life, take a moment to join our community. Hit that subscribe button to access more ancient wisdom translated for modern challenges. I uncover these forgotten psychological advantages that most people never learn about, but that can completely transform how you navigate difficult situations. Now, let's explore how you can become the calmest and therefore most powerful person in any confrontation. Step 1. Create emotional distance. Think about your last heated argument. Remember how your heart raced, how your thoughts narrowed, how you became your anger. That's exactly what happened to countless warriors throughout history, and it's exactly why they lost. The legendary Japanese duelist discovered something revolutionary. He described watching confrontations as if from above, like seeing clouds pass by without becoming the storm. This emotional distance begins with a tiny linguistic shift that creates massive psychological power. Instead of thinking, "I'm angry," try, "I notice I'm feeling anger." This small change creates space between you and your emotions. Your brain actually operates differently when you label emotions this way. Brain scans show that naming feelings activates your prefrontal cortex, your rational brain, which helps regulate emotional centers. You're literally rewiring your brain's response in real time. Next time someone pushes your buttons, try this simple practice. "I notice I'm feeling emotion." You'll immediately feel a slight separation from the emotional tsunami, and that tiny space is where your power begins. Step 2. Develop anticipatory awareness. Ancient martial masters called it foreknowledge, understanding what's coming before it happens. Think about how differently your body responds to expected versus unexpected stress. When a confrontation catches you by surprise, stress hormones flood your system all at once. But when you anticipate the challenge, your brain prepares more carefully, sharpening focus without clouding judgment. The swordmaster studied human behavior patterns obsessively. Like a chess player seeing 5 moves ahead, he recognized that people in conflict follow predictable paths. Before entering any potentially difficult conversation, take 30 seconds to ask yourself, what is this person's likely emotional state? What do they really want from this interaction? What are the 3 most likely ways they might react? This works because you're training your brain to recognize patterns. The manager who criticizes everything will likely criticize your new proposal too. The friend who avoids conflict will probably change the subject when you bring up something sensitive. By anticipating these responses, you remove the emotional surprise factor, and nothing undermines calm like surprise. Step 3. Master strategic breathing. Throughout ancient combat texts, breath control was emphasized as essential for maintaining clarity. The master observed that when fighters became afraid or angry, their breathing changed first, becoming shallow, rapid, and uneven. The connection between breath and emotional state works both ways. By deliberately changing how you breathe, you can change how you feel. Fast, shallow breathing triggers your fight or flight response. Slow, deep breathing activates your rest and digest mode. One creates panic, the other creates calm. The ancient duelist developed a specific breathing pattern for confrontations. inhaling for 4 counts through his nose, holding briefly, then exhaling for 6 counts through his mouth. You can use this exact technique in modern confrontations. When tension rises in a meeting or during an argument, use this 4 to 6 breath pattern. Even one cycle creates noticeable calm. This works because your breath is the only part of your autonomic nervous system you can consciously control. It's your direct access point to physiological calm. Step 4. Maintain purposeful action. In famous martial texts from centuries ago, having a clear purpose was stressed as more powerful than having strong emotions. When someone challenges you and you react emotionally, you're playing their game by their rules. But when you stay focused on your larger purpose, you control the direction of the interaction. Think about arguments that spiral out of control. They typically start with a specific issue, but quickly derail into past grievances and personal attacks. This happens because both people lose sight of any purpose beyond defending themselves or hurting the other person. Before entering any potential confrontation, define your true objective in one clear sentence. What outcome would actually serve my long-term goals here? When emotions rise, silently repeat this purpose to yourself. This creates an anchor for your attention, preventing you from being swept away by momentary feelings. The hidden power of calm. What makes these 4 principles truly powerful is how they connect to something much deeper than just conflict management. They reveal a fundamental truth about human nature. We live in an era of constant confrontation. Social media algorithms push us toward conflict. Political systems thrive on division. Even personal relationships suffer from increased stress. The greatest irony is that while we need emotional control more than ever, we practice it less than ever. People react instantly to provocations, sending angry texts or escalating minor disagreements into relationship-ending fights. The person who maintains calm in this environment doesn't just win arguments. They access a level of clarity that others can't comprehend. There's something else about mastering emotional control that few discuss. It reveals how many confrontations are actually unnecessary. When you stop responding automatically to provocations, you discover that many conflicts simply dissolve without your participation. The truly powerful person isn't the one who wins every confrontation. It's the one who only engages in confrontations that actually matter. If this approach resonates with you, leave a comment sharing which of these 4 principles you'll try first, and don't forget to subscribe for more ancient wisdom applied to modern challenges. The calmest person in the room is waiting to be you.